welcome to Babies with Knives. Today we're going to be playing the Ruin RPG, which is an RPG currently on Kickstarter. So we're going to be getting a little preview from Gantry for us. You can also get a quick start for this game, and that I'm going to be linking in the description below. It's going to be on drive-thru. So with me today, I'm Lala Twiddle, aka Alice Peng, and with me today is my ever-present co-host Brandon Powers below me.
Howdy, howdy.
And with us, playing with us, is going to be two of Jay Gantry's friends. One is Ian, below Brandon. Hi, Ian. And we have his friend Phil. Hi, Phil.
Oh yeah, evening. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. And our GM in that special spot today is Jay Gantry himself. He's going to show us the world and system of Ruin. So take it away, Jay.
Okay, so tonight we're going to be playing. We're going to be playing a bit of a Ruin, which is a post-apocalyptic RPG. This particular version we're going to be playing uses the 5th edition D&D rules with slight variations. So if you watched the character creation earlier, you know how the characters were made to D&D. So what we're going to do tonight is basically do a short little admission, not too long, just something to show you the mechanics and so forth. There is an adventure in the back of the quick start, which is a bit longer, which I'm not going to be using to ruin it for anybody who wants to run it or play it. So we're going to do something very quick, just to give you an idea of how it all plays, and hopefully everybody will use all the abilities they can use to help illustrate the game. But we'll see how we get on, and we'll see the complete total party kill. But that's what
well, it is post-apocalyptic, so that's always common.
Yep. There's always something around the corner that will destroy you. So anyway, so the adventure begins. We'll start off in a settlement. You're all in your settlement. You all have your particular jobs and your purposes that you play in the settlement. So the head of a settlement comes up to one of you or all of you and says, look, we've heard rumor that there is a building 2 blocks from here, and inside that building there is rumor that there is a lorry with supplies in the back. We want you to go there and get it for us, but be warned, we have a feeling that other people may be after it also. The person we found out this was from a trader who passes through, a traveling trader. Discretion, and he may have already solved it, same as he sold it to us. So be prepared to meet resistance. In this instance, we're going to be sending 2 Mercs along to help you out, to be your bodyguards, to protect you on your mission. But we're going to be needing a scavenger, and we're going to be needing a mechanic. The scavenger will hopefully get you there and help you avoid any dangers on the way. And the mechanic should be able to take apart anything and brought back in one piece, the crucial parts. Anything extras beyond that, we can send that in the team later. But you need to secure it and get it all sorted out. So, hello.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing because I have a voice in my head that I do not think I can duplicate for this character. I'm trying to compromise. Well, awesome. So we got our mission. Why don't we go around and describe our characters a little bit for people? Brandon, you want to start?
Sure. Jav is a bit of a sneaky individual who has been in more fights than he probably can count. He uses two blades, and when you've worked with him before, he has snuck up on people and just kind of dropped onto them with the knives to get rid of them. Has very little problems with dealing with stabbing people with them when needed.
And Ian, what about you?
Yeah. I'm playing Stez, the scavenger. He's a diminutive character, scruffy, but but he's quite willing to take you there and see what we can find.
And Phil?
Yes, I'm playing Kinvig, Mercs. I'm one of the protectors on this mission. Kinvig is a bit older. He's pretty rough and gruff, and he's been around to know that the world outside the camp is pretty dangerous.
Okay. For me, I'm going to play Ratch. She's actually about probably 45 to 50. Her skin's rather weathered from the world and such. She has long curly hair, well, about shoulder length curly hair that looks like it's a little unkept and not always combed. A bit on the heavy set side. Brandon, who's the one that makes apple pie in the Justified?
I know, yeah.
That woman?
I don't remember the actress's
Okay.
name. But...
If anyone knows who I'm talking about, that woman is the kind of the model for this character. So she's a bit heavy set. She's got that curly hair but a little bit unkept. I'm wearing a leather vest that looks basically like it was once possibly a biker vest, but then it's been patched here and there to become a tool vest, makeshift tool vest. I have pockets. I have like this corduroy pants that I've sewn leather patches onto to turn it into a tool pants basically, and I'm carrying a tool belt on me as well that I have strapped over my side like a bandolier rather than around my waist. And my name is Ratch.
Excellent. So the first question I need to ask actually is Kinvig. Is Kinvig the same character that you played on Saturday?
Yes.
And does he still have his 9mm handgun?
No.
He can have it if he wants to.
Okay, he's got it then.
Okay, right, excellent. So, okay, so there's the team, the little team that's going to go out. So they go, right then, get in there, find out what you can, bring back what. If there's more, send out another team to go, but we need to secure it, make sure nobody else is getting there, and do what you can. We need supplies, we need engine parts, we need whatever you can get. There's something in the back of that lorry, we want to know what it is. So that's your job. So you head out towards the gates of the settlement. The gateway of the settlement is a huge metal gateway that is powered by cogs and wheels that are turned by members of the settlement that crank open the gate just a little bit, enough for you to step through. And as you step through the gate, the door clangs behind you.
Hey, watch it! Almost got my foot again.
As you look up on the walls of the, you can see men with scrap rifles peering around, looking about. Another one with this kind of flamethrower type device, which is sort of dripping with like a bit of sort of oil or paraffin or gas or what do you want to call it. Right, okay, I know. So yeah, so you end up heading out into the wasteland. Now you know the garage is 2 blocks away from where you are. You've been given a small map which has X marks the spot, and you head off in that direction.
What do we know about that area?
Right, so the area you're in at the moment, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a similar quick start. So you're in a kind of area near what used to be Lake Michigan in Chicago. It's now basically just mud. And you're kind of near that area. The prominent gang of Chicago is the Loopers, who live in the Loop District. There's now a big settlement that they control. But there's also a raider camp near in the nearby yacht club. They used to sort of have a jetty onto Lake Michigan. Obviously, it doesn't work anymore because it's just mud. So you know there is raiders in there. The other threats you may come across will be wild dogs. There has been rumored that they have seen rogue drones flying around. Also, there is known to be a scrap that kind of lives somewhere nearby. Okay. Again, the scrapper you can probably avoid very easily.
So
Yeah.
as we're leaving, I turned to the guard that was closing the gate nearly on my and nearly yanking off my tools again, and warned him that the next time that he does that, he's not getting any moonshine for a week from me.
Yeah, and I'll sort of as we sort of start moving down the road, I'll sort of heft my pack on my shoulder and just wave goodbye to the guys on the wall.
Okay. Right, so you head off. As you go, there are places you'll pass. What I'm going to do is I'm going to basically encounter anything. Like I said, this is kind of an example. I'm also not the greatest DM on the planet, so excuse me if I'm a little bit rubbish. But anyway, yeah, so you'll be going along the road. There are places you can go into if you want to. There's various stores that are kind of open to the elements, which you can check out if you like.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
I think
but if you
that
want
might
to,
be
you
good.
can.
I want to be taking up bring up the rear as well, and I'm going to be keeping an eye out on just see if anyone's following us.
Okay.
I'm always looking for
Okay.
more materials, so if there's other shops for us to walk into, I'm game for that personally, as long as the other people with me are as well.
Okay, brilliant.
Well, Stez sort of shows a bit of irritation. We're supposed to be doing this mission, aren't we?
Yeah, just
What,
keep
you want to go
moving,
rummage
keep
around in
moving.
there?
Keep the noise down.
Yeah, but Jack in town, he was telling me that he needed me to make this thing for him, and so I did, and and he said he was going to give me all the tools and all the supplies, and then he didn't, so now we're out of stuff, and I can't make anyone else anything until I resupply, so anything we can find is a good idea.
Work on it on your own time.
All right, but next time you need me to build you a spanner, just remember that.
We got a mission to do. Let's get that done. We can come out some other time. And I don't even know what that spanner's for.
Okay. All right. So you pass a few buildings. You pass a bar, an old bar with the windows are all kind of broken in, but Ratch kind of looks at it, thinking, "I wonder what could be in there. All them pumps, all them tubes and pipes and stuff." But no, you move on quickly.
I could make a new rifle with some of those pipes.
Exactly. But you move on, and in the quick start, I'm going to do this a little bit. So in the quick start, there are actually 6 locations you can go into.
Okay.
Added to the game, so there's 6 different locations you can travel into, just as side quests. But anyway, so you head off. You reach the corner of the block you're on, and you know you need to turn to your left to keep on going. But up ahead, you'll need to roll a perception, please, and tell me what you get.
8.
19.
Oh dear, 7.
And get there. D20.
Silly me for having an insight of 9, meaning that my perception's going to be at a -1 all day long.
Yep.
Okay, number 12.
So what did you roll in?
12.
12. Well, right. Okay, so Jav is Jav, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. So Jav, Mr. Stabby, you hear up ahead. You hear growls, and you kind of notice that in the distance, coming from one of the stores on the side of the road, you see a group of 3 wild dogs step out onto the street, start sort of looking around, sniffing around, growling a bit. They haven't noticed you yet.
I in general, by the way, I'm going to be trying to, keep in cover and such. Stealth is one of the ways that, in a world of guns that I get to stab people with. And so I will, I'll put my hand up and point in the direction for the group. So just, and then point off in the direction. Do I think that we need to go around or anything to get around the dogs, or what?
You could get around. There is ways you can do that. There's definitely block and go the next block along. But it would obviously add time to the journey. And for the sake of the game, I'm only stealth when you could actually have a possibility of failure or something spotting you. So that's something you're doing all the time and not having to roll for this, so you know. So yeah, you could go down an alleyway and circumnavigate the dogs, or you could just wait and see if they move on. I presume everybody stops when Jav says to.
I'm going to stop, and I'm going to ready my rifle at that point.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop and take cover behind a car or something and just survey the area at the back of the party.
Okay, brilliant. Ian?
Yeah, I'll hide.
Okay, all right. So you're basically, you going to try to get the party to go elsewhere, or are you going to wait for the dogs, or what do you think?
How far are we from our gated area?
From the settlement, you're now basically, you're probably about a 10-minute walk. You've not gone very far. You've gone to the bottom of the block.
Okay.
You turn the corner.
Have we encountered these types of wild dogs before?
They're quite prevalent within the wasteland. Yeah, there's an awful lot of wild animals. There's also a lot of mutated wild animals, as well, so mutated dogs, mutated bears. A lot of the humans managed to escape to bunkers and stuff during the fall, but the animals didn't have that luck, so they ended up getting a lot of the.
So, would this be a viable food source for us to bring back?
Yeah, and materials as well.
And materials. Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at, the leathers are really useful for a lot of things, for weaponsmithing, armor smithing, and such for me. And I'm looking at the fact that, so not just the hides, but, roast dog seems like in a world where you're short on food, roast or jerky dog kind of seems like one of your few options, right?
Yeah, dog jerky.
Yeah, dog jerky. So I'm going to tap our mercs and say, I think that we should get some dog jerky for town. Might get everyone a little bit happier for a bit. I know the food stores are running low.
So, yeah, good idea.
Jav nods at this, and basically what I want to do is try and move to a position that if they open fire on the dogs and the dogs come at them, that I'd be able to jump onto a dog to intercept it.
Yeah, kind of flank them almost to get into a position, get in that position. Okay, that will involve a stealth roll from you, Jav, to be able to move into that position without the dog's noticing.
19.
Oh, very good. Let's roll.
I went with only getting reinforced instead of padded because I saw that padded had the disadvantage on stealth.
He knows the difference between upwind and downwind, apparently, with the roll of 19.
The dogs rolled very badly, so none of them kind of notice. You managed to get sort of reasonably close. You're behind a car, kind of almost opposite them on a diagonal. And the dogs are still a bit kind of sniffing, growling at each other. They're sort of sniffing around sort of garbage and rocks and rubble and various other bits and pieces. So what's everybody else doing?
I'm going to, you said we're right by a storefront, so I'm going to jump inside the storefront, use the windowsill as cover. So, with the broken window, I'm going to perch my gun between some jagged bits of the window that was broken, and therefore, if the dog comes at me, they'll hopefully slice and dice themselves a bit.
Okay. Are you going to be using stealth to do this, or are you just going to jump in?
I'm not very stealthy, so no, I'm just going to be doing this out of tactical reasons.
Okay, so you jump through the window, you clamber through the window, and you get. By doing so, you obviously make a bit of racket, and the dogs instantly look up and look in your direction. as they realise that somebody is up there, and you notice that they all up the street. So, Phil, Ian, what are you doing?
Okay, well, I'm going to be I'm going to be keeping low. As I keep low behind the car, I'm going to pull out my baseball bat and sort of like just be ready, crouching down. So when they come close enough,
okay,
try to keep the noise down.
Yep, the old trusty baseball bat.
Well, from beneath my tarpaulin that's been cut so it goes over my head, I shall draw out my axe and sneak up and wait behind Kinvig, so he's in between me and the dogs.
Okay, right. So the dogs are going to start initiative, but because Jav has moved in position in order to get the jump on these dogs, Jav's going to go first, and then after that point, initiatives will be rolled.
Okay.
So, Jav, if you want to get your surprise attack, how are you going to do? Is you going to do this as a stealth attack, like a backstab, or are you going to try to just leap on this thing and hope to stab it to death with an athletics roll?
Yeah, I'm hoping to pick off one of the ones in the back. Therefore, all of a sudden, I don't have all three dogs on me as they're running after the sound that Ratch just made jumping through a window, and just try and rush in, get a good slice in onto it, try and kill it if I can, or slow it down if I can't, so that I might be able to move away from it and continue to injure it while not beat the crud out of myself.
Okay, so you're not going to do this in a stealthy way. You're not going to try to backstab it or anything like that.
The point of it is to try and take it by surprise.
Okay, so this will be kind of like a stealth maneuver from behind. Grab it as it goes past, surprise it. So yeah, let's call it a stealth attack. So you're basically going to attempt a stealth attack.
All right, and do I get my combat expert with knife fighter for that?
You do, yeah.
Okay.
The other thing you get is knife surprise attacks, stealth attacks in Maroon is different to normal D&D. So their armor class isn't their armor class. Their armor class is actually their passive perception. Okay, so you're basically trying to surprise them by them not noticing you doing it, right?
Gotcha.
So they get a bonus or a negative depending on what state they're in. So as the dog is alert, he gets a +1 to his passive perception. So his passive perception is 14. That means his passive perception now goes up to 15 because of the +1. Now, if he was asleep, it'd be a minus. If he was distracted, it'd be another minus. So there's a running scale in the actual quick start to determine what the armor class is. So you're basically got to be at 15 with your stealth attack.
All right.
This is basically a stealth roll rather than an attack roll.
So that's a 20 on the modified D20.
Okay, so you basically stealthed him. You hit the dog. You don't have to roll attack because he's not expecting it. The other thing we say is that if he was wearing armor, you'll be aiming for the soft bits. You wouldn't be aiming for the armor because that does make no sense. So every attack for a stealth roll is considered a...
Okay.
Okay, so you've done a critical with your knife, which is your damage times 4.
Times 4, okay.
Yeah.
And does combat expert affect my damage?
It doesn't. It only affects the attack.
$26 damage.
Right. You basically jump on the dog, you stab it a few times in the neck, and the dog is down and dead. So that's the first dog gone. And now we roll initiatives. So if anybody wants to roll their initiative, your initiative is your deck modifier, plus any initiatives you may receive from your class.
16.
19.
16.
19.
Right. So we got 2 19s and 2 16s.
Apparently.
Let's see what the dogs do. And the dogs roll. Ooh. They rolled a 15. So whatever happens, they're going last.
Good enough.
Okay, so we'll go in order of ranged. So Alice, you can go first. Oh, Ratch, you can go first because you're using a ranged weapon. So you get to fire.
Yep, I will fire. And I shoot wide. Jav, get out of my way! Shoot wide.
So what did you roll?
I rolled a 5 on my die. Let me double check my mod here. So I believe that's going to be a 7 because I don't think I have a proficiency bonus, a battle of any sort.
Okay. So you go. Your weapon sort of it bounces off a stone nearby one of the dogs.
It doesn't even hit the cover that Jav is acting as because I'm trying to compensate too much. And
okay, so Phil.
Kinvig he's sort of crouching down behind the wing of the car, and he's sort of like just moving his feet, so he's getting a bit of a purchase on the ground. And as the dog rounds inside the car, he's going to stand up and swing with a baseball bat.
Okay.
Okay, so that is a 15.
Okay, so a 15 is a hit.
Excellent, and that is a D8 for a baseball bat. Oh, doing 1 damage, only glancing blow.
You basically swing your baseball bat. It hits the muzzle of the dog. You kind of goes with the swing really, and is now kind of growling at you. We have Stairs. Is it Stairs?
Stairs, yeah.
Stairs and Jav. Jav, are you still using your knives?
Yep.
Yep, okay. So you're both using... Well, the dogs are now moving away from you, Jav. And they're now moving towards Ian. So Ian's going to go first. Stairs is going to go first, and then...
Okay.
As they're running towards Stairs rather than away from them.
All right. I shall step out with my axe.
Right.
Try and brain this dog. Come on then, kill him. I'll roll a 10, which is probably a miss. So again, a glancing blow.
Yeah, you what did you get? You rolled a 10, and what's your modifier?
No, that's...
So it's a 10 altogether. Oh, all right, yeah, okay. You sweep, basically, kind of ducks under your blow. Jav.
Okay, grabbing, running up onto the one in the back since they're trying to get away from me. And that's a natural 20.
Nice.
Wow. So that's another critical hit.
Well, I know where all my dice karma's going, to you, or to initiative, apparently.
Yeah.
Load.
So you hit with another crit. The damage for that is different, obviously, than a stealth. So I think a knife does a sort of ×2 critical.
Yeah, they didn't have any special rules on it, so...
Yeah. There's a standard critical damage.
13.
Okay, so you 13 points of damage, right? You basically slash the dog across his back. It drops to the floor with a whine, and it whimpers to the ground, and its back legs kind of claps underneath it as it sort of whimpers and starts to drag itself across the floor as you've basically severed the spine of the dog. So we've got one final dog who's basically jumping at Kinvig. So he's going to dive at Kinvig because he smacked him in the nose with a baseball bat, and he doesn't really appreciate that kind of, hello.
Kinvig, your left.
He rolls a 21.
No, your other left.
So basically, he dives, he jumps, and latches onto Kinvig, doing 6 points of damage as he latches onto your arm. His jaws thump around your arm.
Kinvig screams out in pain as it bites.
Yeah. Okay, so new round. So, Ratch, you've just seen Kinvig being leaped on by a dog. This dog is attached to Kinvig's arm.
Okay.
Blood is.
I'm gonna take one of my empty shell casings and I'm gonna put it in on the side of my mouth inside there and just kind of start chewing on it out of frustration. And certain that this is gonna help my aim, I'm going to now aim at the one on Kinvig. Kinvig,
Okay,
stay
right.
still. I got it. I do. I rolled a 19 on the die.
Excellent, right? So that's a hit.
Yes, it is. And that's a D10. Unfortunately, it's not a crit yet. I needed a 20. I rolled a max 10. So,
Right.
woo.
So you've done 10 points of damage to the dog. You hit the dog in the side with a bullet.
Okay.
And he lets go of Kinvig, and he basically the bullet throws him against the side of a car. It bangs against the side of a car. Blood pouring down its side. It kind of whimpers and looks around and then basically runs down the street, the opposite direction, away from you lot. Skirts away as fast as it can, whimpering and yowling as it goes.
Oh no, you're not getting away. I expect roast dog tonight.
Yep, okay, so if you want to take another, you only own one ranged weapon anyway, so take another shot.
Sure.
And we'll call up the end of the round as the dog disappears.
17 on the die this time.
Oh, you hit it again.
Yeah, awesome. 4 points of damage. Please tell me it goes
Yep,
down.
that's enough to basically you hit the dog and it basically it lands flat on its front, it skids along the road a little bit, and then flops dead on the side of the road.
Okay.
And all the dogs are dead. So
I'll go and slowly walk after the one that she just dropped to pick it up and drag it back.
okay.
I'll go through
gonna-
and in the cover of the storefront, I'm going to start looking for anything that can assist in this. But I'm going to, gut and clean them. That way, they're not going septic and ruining the meat before we can get it back to town.
Okay. Yep. And it's going to take a little bit of time to do all of this.
That's why I'm doing it in the cover of the storefront.
Okay. Everybody else is kind of keeping an eye.
Yeah. Kinvig's going to prop himself up against the car and tie his wound up.
Okay, brilliant. If you want to bring a first aid kit, you can do actually, Phil. So you could have a first aid kit if you want to.
Okay. But did you need a medicine roll?
26 hit points back, and you do a medicine roll.
Okay, so that is a 16.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Roll d6 and get that many hit points back.
5.
All right. Excellent. So there's only 1 hit point down now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so after a few, you'll basically skin the dogs. You're pretty expert at doing this.
While she's doing that, I'm just going to kind of be doing a circuit perimeter to ensure nothing else is coming up on us.
Okie dokie.
We had 2 gunshots go off, so.
Yeah, of course, and there's going to be sounds and stuff. So, Des, if you want to help Rats, you can do. I mean, it's one of the things that you're pretty good at doing as well. So, but together, you kind of get these dogs up and sliced up and done.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, right. So, Jav, you pop down the block and just check the next corner and check around to see if anything. Up ahead, you can see the garage that is that you're heading towards. In the distance. Do a perception roll for me, Jeff.
Sure. 18.
Oh, pretty good. Okay, that's what you needed. You can't quite see what quite a distance, but you do think you can see movement up by the garage you're headed towards. But you can't see-
I'll hang out a little bit in cover there and just see if I can get a better idea of what's going on there.
Okay. So the rest of you, the dogs have all been stripped and sorted out. Jav is further up the street, keeping an eye on things. What are you doing? You're going to go meet up with Jav, or what's the plan?
Yeah, I think we should. Once we packed up and everyone's ready, I think we should catch up with him.
Okay.
Keep him low as we can, as much cover as we can. As I say, we have made noise now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you all head up the street, being as quiet as you possibly can. You all reach Jav, who's now sort of crouched in the corner, watching what looks to be the garage you're heading towards. So they all turn up, Jav. They're next to you.
How does it look ahead, Jav?
Can you see?
There's movement. I haven't figured out what's causing it yet. But if you look over there, you can see the dust has been stirred.
Yeah.
So someone's there. Didn't react to the gunshots, though, to come looking.
Okay. I want to move forward a little bit, just so I can get a bit of a clear vision and see if I can tell what it is.
Okay, you're going to use stealth to do that, or
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, you want to do stealth?
That is a 19.
Okay, you creep a bit forward and you reach like a pile of rubble in the street, which you kind of duck behind you, and you get a clearer look down the street. Is anybody going to join Kinvig?
If he's going forward, I'll definitely stealth with him.
I'd actually like to, instead of moving forward with them, I would like to use my ability to craft and engineer to kind of jury rig myself a set of binoculars or magnifying glass kind of thing, just to kind of zoom in, because I want to see if there's signs of motor vehicles and whatnot coming in and out.
Okay, I mean, generally speaking, normally in a game you would need the parts to do that, so you would have all the bits that you need to do that. But for this, we'll just say that you've got them in your bag. Mm-hmm. You carry a bag full of bits.
Which I established that I carry a bit of junk, but like my big stuff's out right now, so yeah.
And you always have gaffer tape, because gaffer tape is the most important thing on the planet at this moment in time.
And I have a broken bottle that I'm using right now to try and jury rig into a lens.
Okay, so if you want to do your crafting or your engineering, whatever.
Sure, crafting it is. Crafting, I got a 9. I did not roll well.
Yeah, you kind of, it's not quite coming together. The bottle's not staying in place,
and under my breath, I complain about the fact that this is why I needed to go scavenge some more.
Yeah, he's wanting to get out more.
This piece just won't work. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay. So, Ian, what are you doing? You're gonna?
I think Stez will be sticking around Ratch, interested in what she's doing, and smiles slightly when she starts muttering about failing to. But I was not letting her go. Searching around.
What you could do if you wanted to, if you've got some. Give a hand to Ratch, which will mean that basically Ratch, when she tries to do crafting and try again, it will basically be she'll receive an advantage, which means you'll roll 2d20 and keep the highest roll. If you want to give her, I've got some bits in my bag. If you want,
why don't you try this? Give her a bit of wire or something that I've taken out my belt. Yeah.
So if you want to roll again with advantage, so basically roll 2d20 and
roll 2d20 and take high.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. I think this is just what I need. Oh yeah. And actually, both dice rolled the same. 14 on the die on both. So let's see. That's 16. That's 16 with stat, and it's my proficient. So I get do I get a +4 or +2 for having that be? Okay, +2 for that being my proficient. So that's an 18.
Okay, so you've got 18, which is great. A pair of binoculars.
Awesome.
Thanks to little bits pieces that you've got from Stev. So
yeah, that did the trick. Thanks. And I start looking around.
Okay, right. So
my character did roll up a box of screws. I've just remembered.
Oh.
on the random table. So perhaps it was the screws that did it.
Yeah, apparently it held it steady so I could actually turn the lens as needed. Awesome.
Yeah, cool.
Excellent. Right. So so you managed to build yourself a pair of binoculars, so you have a pair through.
Mm-hmm.
You appear for your binoculars. Roll me perception with a +2.
Sure. 15.
Is that with a +2?
Yes, that's with the +2.
Yeah. Okay. So you basically have a look. You see it, and you can see there's definitely around the garage. Well, it looks like there seems to be one of those roller doors that you roll up and down, and there's 3 guys kind of standing around, and they're all sort of they all seem to be sort of pushing each other and joking about, and well, you can't hear anything they're saying, but they seem to be sort of shouting sort of each other loudly. And you see another man who appears to be in front of the roller doors with what looks to be a large pair of bolt cutters, and who is trying to squeeze these bolt cutters together. So he's obviously trying to break whatever's on the door, like a lock or a chain or whatever, to get the thing open. So yeah, these are people here who are looking.
Did they come in any sort of vehicle?
Nope, there's no vehicle, and you reckon you can pretty much deduce that they're probably from the raider camp nearby.
Okay. I'm going to pass Stez the binoculars that he helped me make and point in the direction for him to take a look.
Okay, you see the same thing instead. Okay, look, so you can you see the same sort of thing.
Are these our enemies then? These,
yeah, these are the bad guys. These are people who have been.
These are
these people have been grabbing people off the street, other settlers and stuff. We've lost a couple of settlers to these people. You don't know what they do with them, but you know that raiders can sometimes sell people they've found, or they can cannibalize them, or they can just kill them for fun. The raiders aren't very nice people, basically.
All right. Yeah, these guys need to go. These guys need to go, Rich.
Well, let me know when to start shooting. I put my cap in my mouth this time before I start my first shot, and I start chewing.
Okay. Give me a chance to get up to the others. I'll warn them.
I'll wait for your signal.
Okay.
Line myself up.
So I'll try and sneak up to the other 2.
Okay.
Whatever they're doing, wherever they are at this moment.
I presume they're still keeping an eye on what's Kinvig and Jav.
We just sort of moved out into a bit further up, but still into cover, but where we could get a clear view of what was going on up the street.
Yeah.
I don't think we realised that we had a mechanical genius with us, and if we waited 5 seconds, we could have saved ourselves the trouble.
A magician.
Yeah.
Why do you think I'm the town fixer of everything?
So yeah, we're just trying to get an eye on what's up there, what we're walking into, and perhaps how we can get closer, depending on what it is.
Okay, well, Stez turns up and lets you know what he's doing.
Hey guys, they're scavengers. There's 3 of them out there. Oh well, 4 actually.
How can you tell that? We can't even see it from here.
Yeah, I'll show you later. Match made something.
You still have the binoculars. I handed them off to you.
Yeah, hold on. Oh, here they are. They're a bit beat up with that. Here, try them.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Other way around.
That's really bad.
They're really far away.
This could take us ages to get over there. No, that's amazing. Cool. Wow. Okay, so there's 3 of them.
Yeah, plus that one over there with the bolt cutters. Yeah.
We're going to have to get to them before they get in.
Right.
Is there how are they set up? Are they clumped together?
Yeah, they are clumped together. The building itself is kind of a sort of 1 level garage, but quite a high ceiling, so it allows lorries to go into it. So there doesn't seem to be a second floor. It just seems to be quite a tall building, if you like. Obviously, this goes into a loading bay of some. There may be other stuff in there. So just to let you know, rooftop access would be viable if you want to drop from above. Very much in a I am Batman style.
Okay.
Oh, I like that idea.
What's in the street? What's in the street between us and them?
Mainly vehicles, lots of rubble and rubbish. A lot of the streets around the settlements are cleared in order to make killing ground. But as you get further out from there, there'll be a lot more vehicles and rubbish lying about. Old trolleys. There's always trolleys everywhere. So wherever you go, there's a trolley. A shopping.
Okay.
Rusted on its side.
I want to sort of like I'm going to say I'm going to move up this side of the street behind these cars and try to get opposite them.
So the opposite side of the street that they're on, sort of thing.
No, yeah, opposite side of the street that they're on, but keep them behind the wrecked cars. And
Okay.
So like within charge range.
Would it be possible to come up on them from the opposite side of where he's going?
Do you mean further down the street, come upwards, or do you mean,
or like up an alley or anything near the garage? So that way that we are attacking them from multiple angles, keeping them from getting away.
Yeah, there's definitely alleyways. Be definitely garage as well. So
yeah, I would be. I'd look at them and I'd say, I can circle around. Then we can spring together.
good idea.
The scavenger will be a good one because he probably knows the area. The scavengers are kind of also the navigators, so they tend to know the area that they're in. So that's something that definitely Stez can kind of point you in the direction of different ways you can get around.
Yeah, if you take that street there, first right, that should bring you right back.
I nod, and then I'm going to go ahead and start moving off.
Wait for your signal.
Okay, so I presume both. So Jav and Kinvig are both disappearing in different ways. If you both want to roll stealth, because I presume you're using stealth in order to do this, rather than to.
24.
Wow.
18.
Okay, right. So Jav just disappeared. Nobody sees where he's gone. He just disappeared somewhere. 1 minute he's there, next you look around and he's gone. You just hear the words, "I am Jav," as he disappears into the darkness.
Shouldn't it be "I'm Jav Man"? You know, to keep with the syllables there.
I'm Jav Man. Yeah. And Kinvig you see Kinvig sort of disappear behind a car. So yeah, them two are kind of gone. Rats, you're still up by the where you were before. Are you gonna stay where you are? Or are you gonna be moving?
Am I close enough to make shots from here, or am I going to be taking range penalties?
You will be at range a little bit. Yeah, you'll be because you're using a spell.
So my plan is when they give the signal, I will be ready to sprint into range. And so right now I'm scouting for cover. So when they give the signal and they start the ambush, my first action will be to run to that cover that I've already established, figuring out where I'm going.
Okay. Well, what you could do if you really want to try, turn binoculars that Stairs has. You can turn them into a makeshift scope for your rifle.
I would love to. If Stez comes back to me with it, I will totally turn it into a rifle scope.
That might be the best thing to do. If I go back and tell her what the plan is, and then go back.
Great. Then I will turn it into a scope happily.
Okay.
I thought about it. I honestly already thought about turning it into a scope, but I'm like, Jazz has it over there, or Staz has it over there. So.
But so if you want to do that, you can get crafting skill to convert it
Sure, let me roll a crafting skill.
Rifle will make it work.
More screws?
That is a 23.
Excellent. Right, well, yeah, so you managed to stop.
Yep, strap it on. Good.
Yeah.
I don't need to run forward now.
No. So you now can make long shots without penalty.
Oh,
with
and
your
I'm not
makeshift.
Yeah. And I'm not even using my settlement bonus because I was like, oh, I get it for armor, weapons, and vehicles. But settlement lets me do. Oh, actually, that's generators. Never mind. So yeah, I don't need that modifier. Cool. So I did it right.
Yep.
So now I have a scope.
You now have a scope in your rifle. Brilliant.
Yep.
So, Stez, what are you doing?
Go back to the original position where these two were. Have a quick look around. They both disappeared down. Yeah, better find somewhere for myself to hide, ready to charge.
Okay.
So I shall try sneaking around.
Right, excellent. So, Kinvig, you managed to sort of move down to behind a vehicle that's kind of opposite where these guys are. You can hear them now sort of talking. They sort of talk a kind of a weird kind of raider speak, which isn't really English. It's kind of a mix of all kinds of slangs and various other sort of various languages, really. There's no one thing, and a lot of times you don't really understand what they're saying. You kind of get the gist of it. They're kind of just abusing each other and just saying things and just basically talking about the things they've done and what they're going to do. I'm going to get this thing open. The guy on the floor has been abused because he's taken so long over the bolt cutters. But that's what you basically hear from where your position is.
So they're threatening to eat him when they get back to their camp because he's taking so long. Got it.
yeah, basically, yeah. Jav, you end up in an alleyway. You can see the back end of this garage, which has got basically a huge sort of trash can, one of those big sort of wheeled trash cans you get in the back of big buildings. An old fence that presumably used to sort of surround the area, but has now been knocked down. A few disused, all burnt out cars, and there's another door in the back of the building that they're trying to get into. Did you hear what I said, Jav?
I'm sorry, I thought you were talking to Stez.
No,
I did not.
Yeah, you're in the back alley. So you've gone around the back of the building, and you've come to the back of where the garage is that they're trying to break into that you need to get into.
Okay.
You see a large trash can that you find at them big trash cans, and you also see a door that leads into the building, and an alleyway next to the actual building, opposite side of where you are, which leads back onto the street again.
Sure, I'm going to check that door slowly, basically. If it starts to make a lot of noise, I am not going to, continue to push that.
Okay. The door is actually locked, but you can attempt to pick it if you want.
Yeah. Is that thievery based?
Yep.
That's a 17 to pick it.
Okay, yeah, you basically jam a screwdriver in it and something else, like an old nail or something, wiggling it about a bit, and you hear a click as the door opens.
Okay. Go ahead and try pushing the door forward and look into the room.
Okay, the door, as you opens a little, then seems like it's been blocked by something on the other side. You want to put a bit of heft into it, push it a little bit, see if you can...
Yeah, do I have anything reflective that I might be able to just see what's blocking it?
You might have. Roll a d20 for me and let's see what you get.
19.
Yeah, you do.
So yeah, just
car side mirror.
Yeah, exactly. Just kind of put that in there to try and see what might be blocking it.
Okay, right. On the other side of the door, you can see some old boxes that have fallen off a shelving unit and seem to have piled up behind the door.
Okay.
But you think with a little bit of heft, you can probably push them away and get enough room to squeeze in.
Yeah, I definitely want to focus in on the squeezing and make as little noise with those as possible. Are they kind of making noise with the bolt cutters and such on the outside and talking? Can I hear that at all?
Yeah, now you've opened the door, you can definitely hear from the outside. You can hear banging against the sort of corrugated, sliding up or rolling door, and you can hear scraping as the bolt cutters scrape against whatever they're trying to break open. You realise that probably the bolt cutters are very old and rusted and probably not very sharp. It'll take a bit of time to work.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and try and time it. Find the rhythm that they're going with and all, and then time my push for when they're banging on it.
Okay. Okay, you think you've got it. So if you want to give us a stealth roll just to see if we can get that one open.
I'm just picturing the Les Mis drum beats there going in the boat.
Yeah, it's all like do what?
Yep.
So that's 24.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You basically push the door, and I don't seem to hear anything, and you can now step into the garage. The first thing you notice when you walk into the garage, truck.
So I'm
there's something written.
Go ahead.
I was saying there's something written on the side, but you can't quite.
So I'm going to look around in here and try and move quietly over towards the door, because if they get that open, I want to be there to make them regret it.
Yeah. Okay, so what's everybody else doing? So Phil, you going to be waiting for a signal, or?
Yeah, we were going to wait for a signal, weren't we? But
Yep.
I don't know if one's coming now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be watching them, but I'm going to be checking under the car, just seeing where their feet are. So I've got an idea of the direction they're in and how far away and the grouping. And I'm just going to take out my 9mm.
Okay. As you're sort of peering out of the car, you hear a massive sort of metallic crack noise.
Oh, right. Okay. So
the guy who was sitting down stands up and goes, "Oh!" and he throws his bolt cutters. And everyone goes, "Oh, thank God!" Or,
they're in, and we haven't got time to wait.
And they start all bend down to lift up the rolling gate. Jav, you hear this as well? This massive metallic crack from outside.
Okay, just get ready to try and kill one of them as soon as that gate comes up enough.
Okay. Stairs, you also hear it. It's loud enough for everybody to hear it. Really echoes down the street. This loud metallic crack, and you realise that these guys have opened the door or managed to remove the padlock.
Okay. So I think we're going to have to just go ahead and start shooting.
So
Okay.
if they give me the signal, I'll shoot.
Okay, so there's 3 of you shooting, which means you all get the first attack because you'll get a surprise. Stairs, what are you doing? Avoiding Ratchet's shot, presumably.
Yeah, I'm going to wait till the first volley has ended, and then charge in and axe anyone who's still standing.
Ask them a question.
Yo, go on, ask your question, man.
Do you prefer 2 pieces or 3?
Yeah, you want it in the head or the balls?
There you go. Yep. Very important question.
Okay, so the 3 people.
Okay, I hit for an AC 15.
Well, what I need you to do first, before you do, I want you to all roll initiatives just to see who shoots first out of all 3 of you, because you're all going to be shooting kind of at different times, I'm guessing. So I want to see who shoots first, who makes the first move.
I'm a 14.
I'm a 17.
Have?
I've got 12.
Okay, so the first person who shoots is First one to shoot is so you shoot first, and then that makes everybody else fire.
Yep.
Everybody here's the first gunshot. Hey, free for all.
Okay, so that is a modified 20.
Wow, excellent. That's a hit.
Nice.
So if you want to roll your damage,
And that is an 8.
excellent. Wow. You basically you definitely hit one. He slams against the rolling door. Blood up the side of it. He falls back, and as he bounces off it and lands on his ass on the ground. So the next person to shoot will be Ratch.
Okay. Rolling again.
You hit Kinvig's shot. You've already fired. Unless you want to roll it again. Okay.
I'll take it if you want me to, but I'm willing to re-roll. Okay.
It's up to you.
It was a 15, so
That's a
that
hit.
hits. Okay.
That is a hit.
Honestly, it hit another 10. I'm liking this
Excellent.
D10.
Right, so basically you go, the bullet goes, bullet time through the, you see the bullet cam as it goes over the rubble, past his head, and hits the side of the head of one of the raiders, goes through
Awesome.
one side of his head, comes out the side,
I
and
like
he
this
sort of
D10.
like slow motion go, oh, he falls to the floor. Jav,
The gate is not up though, correct?
your gate is halfway up.
Oh, okay. I will try and take out one of their legs.
Take a crotch shot.
That is a 20.
That's a hit.
Okay. And would this be sneak as well, or?
No, you've got the surprise on it. Basically, it's not a sneak, so it's just a standard shot. Are you shooting or stabbing?
Stabbing.
Oh, right. In that case, yeah. If you want to do it if you want to do it as a sneak, you can.
Okay. So
You stab
that
him in the side of the
is 14.
Right. Okay. You see the gateway, and you're standing there. And you basically jab your knife into the groin of the first person on on the rolling thing, and your knife goes through his groin, through his thigh, cuts the main artery there, and the blood just goes squirting out as he collapses on the floor, groaning his crotch and screaming loudly as basically you separate him from his genital, and he falls on the floor screaming. Right, there's one guy left who is obviously going to have a chance to react, as the other ones are all lying about the floor squirming around. And we now roll initiative properly for the combat. Let's see who acts first. This is for no surprise roll. This is actually for the actual proper combat. So if you all want to roll initiatives again, we'll see who goes first on this.
I go on a speedy 3.
6.
I rolled 10.
And a 17 for Stairs.
And Jav?
6.
Oh, right, okay.
We're much slower this time.
Yeah. Okay, so
We're all
Ian.
we're just watching that bullet that's hit the side of that guy's head and the head exploding right now.
Yeah. So Ian, you're first. You're going to run up. Your movement will have to be running towards the guys. You won't be able to attack this round.
Yeah, I shall run up then. Getting ready.
Okay. You run up towards him, ready to. Let's see how many. No, let's say you can run and swipe if you want. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, okay. I shall do that. Yeah,
You
running
can
up.
see one of the guys on the ground as well, because they're all still alive. They're just now rolling around the floor in terrible pain and bleeding heavily. Apart from the one shot in the head, who looks basically out of it.
Well, I'll try and get to the guy. Bloke who's standing.
Okay.
That's a 20 in total.
Well, that's a hit. Wow, you've just basically took this guy out with an axe. Almost. Come on in, roll your damage.
Yeah. Well, 4 points. That's reasonable.
Yeah. All right. So you basically
That's a
cut
drop.
that.
He probably hears me coming and sort of turns and he sees this axe head coming towards his face.
So the question is, did he cover his head or did he cover his lower region? Because you did ask him a question, head or lower region. Which side did he cover?
So you basically slash with your axe, and you slice into his shoulder, and your blade slices through his arm, and blood spurts out. You go, oh, he turns to face you. He rolls a 15, so he goes next, and he's going to shoot you with. He's holding a scrap rifle, which he's going to shoot you with. He rolled a 19, which is 23.
Yeah, that just got me. Oh yeah.
And he rolls 1 point of damage.
Ow! Ow, my foot!
And he basically skins the bullet past you. As you flow through it. Phil.
Oh, he's put a hole in me, tarpaulin. Damn. It's going to leak.
So, Phil.
Phil, we don't hear you. You're muted.
Yep, that would be a problem. Yeah, I'm going to take a shot, try and get him off the stairs as well if I can. So that is, oh my good grief, that's a 7.
Okay, yeah, you hear a clang as your bullet hits the rolling door.
Oh, I swear, because obviously these bullets are really expensive.
Yeah, they are hard to find. Okay, Jav.
Okay. Did they drop the gate, or are they still trying to raise it up at this point?
The gate is kind of stuck in position. It's kind of rusted over the years. It's taken them 4 of them to lift it, and now it's kind of rusted at that semi-half, almost waist height.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I will go ahead and take another stab as best as I can, which is a 16.
Okay, that's a hit.
That is 8 damage.
Right, yeah, you stab this guy in the knee. And
if there's one of them, you were saying that some of them are like on the ground writhing around in pain after what was happened. Ending one rather than letting them shoot from the ground would be pretty good for me.
Okay. But there's one near to you that you can basically stab and take out. The one you groined, you can kill.
You saying that he took one in the knee, all I could think of was, I used to be an adventurer until I took a jab to the knee.
Used to be a raider until I took a dagger to the knee. So basically, if you want to go for the kill him outright, then you can. You can do that if you like. And kill him
stop the threat.
Yeah. Okay, so you kill the one you've already stabbed. Basically, repeatedly stab him until he's dead. Okay, so, and Ratch?
Ratch, time to shoot. Awesome. 21 AC?
Yeah, that's a hit.
Okay.
Let's see if we can roll another 10.
1. Bottom now.
Okay, right, are you firing at the one who's still standing, or are you?
Yeah, I'm firing because I'm using my scope now. And I've taken that cover, hunched over where I was before. So. Okay,
you hit the one who's sort of standing up. Your bullet sort of grazes his forehead.
Okay.
Headshot didn't quite. It grazes him and he flinches to the side.
I spit at the ground and chew on my little shell a little more and just kind of breathe in and try and readjust for the wind.
Okay. So Stairs. Back to you. What are you doing?
Yeah, close enough to. I'll try and grab the barrel of his gun that's waving around and try and brain him with my axe.
Okay. Go on then.
Come on, baby. That would be a 7, which would probably be a miss. So yeah, I'm getting in my own way with this rifle, and it's not working. Yeah,
you basically try to sort of swipe at him with your your axe, but he manages to duck out the way and
Yeah, stand still.
Damn you, stand still. So basically, he's going to get another shot, which he's going to do now, which is a 20, which is a hit. And he's going to be hitting you again, Stairs. And he does 4 points of damage this time.
All right. Ow.
Kinvig. You're mute again.
I'm going to put my 9mm away, and I want to rush over with my baseball bat in my hand.
Yeah, you're basically seeing Stairs and this guy fighting.
They're too close, so I'm gonna hit our guy soon enough if I carry on like that. So I'm gonna bat him.
Okay, you basically do a cop roll over the bonnet of the car, and run over to him and hit him with your baseball bat.
Okay.
What should we do?
Okay. Wow, that's a 24,
That's a definite hit.
and it's 7 points of damage.
Right, you hit him across the head. Boom. Boom, as his baseball bat contacts with this guy's skull. The guy kind of moves forward, falling into Stairs as he does. So as he moves forward into the thing, he stares into the rolling door. You hear a massive bang from inside the garage, Jav, as these two things bang against the rolling door of the garage.
So, Christ, Ed, what are you doing over your stairs? You dancing with him or what?
Yeah, it's the waltz.
I probably actually have my headphones on, so they were banging on the corrugated metal door in the first place, so protecting my ears a little bit.
Okay, so what are you going to do then, Jav?
Are they? Can I still tell whose boots are whose? That is the important question right now.
You can tell whose boots are whose, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and continue trying to, cut people's Achilles tendons and such.
Okay.
That one, my die betrayed me. 12, I think, is going to be a miss.
Yeah, they're moving around too much, and you kind of slice at him, but he moves his foot away, and you just miss as he...
I cut his shoelaces.
Yeah. No, bugger.
You'll regret that when you start running.
Yep, he's going to roll a 1 next, and that's going to be the reason. He's going to trip over those ripped shoelaces.
Yeah, exactly. Ratch.
Ratch, I'm going to shoot again. Re-aiming myself after adjusting for the air. Wide miss. 6 is what I hit. Nope, I need to adjust the other way. Realign my scope.
So it's back to Stairs. You doing, Stairs?
Okay, I'm starting to feel the pain of these bullets. So.
You get a +1 because he is being flanked by Kinvig.
All right. Yeah. Well, I'll be going for the head, so I'll take a swing. An uppercut right in the groin. I've heard that's a good place to hit someone.
Seems to have worked.
That's 12.
Yeah, you basically swing your axe, and your axe goes up, and he seems to shift and misses. So the guy is gonna basically take another shot with a 17. Is that a hit?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So he rolls one damage. You're trying to shoot him, and you're trying to hit him with an axe. Everything's going all over the place. Bullets bouncing off rolling doors and off bricks and all sorts of stuff. So Kinvig.
Yeah, I'm going to try and put him down with the baseball bat.
Go on then.
Make another big swing, and oh dear, that's an 8.
You miss as well. Your baseball bat
swing around.
And a massive cut as it hits a revolving door. So, Jav, what are you doing?
Okay, how many of the opponents are still up? Did my team just have a big round of whiffs?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I still love you guys. Don't worry.
There's now 3 sets of feet underneath the door that you can see. One of them's for Ray. They seem to be moving around a lot. It does look.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to try and grab the set of feet and yank him, basically, to take his feet out from under him, so then they can bludgeon the crud out of him in the streets.
Okay, I need a strength roll from you then.
Okay. That is a 14.
Okay, let's see what he gets. No, you grab his legs, and you see he wobbles a little bit. Tries to pull his legs away from your hands, and he manages to yank his leg away from your hand.
Okay.
You use kind of grip on it. Right, so Ratch.
Ratch is going to single move up at this point and shoot.
Okay.
Hey, that worked. I had an AC 20 that time.
Excellent. Right, that's a hit.
7 damage.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so you again, but bullet cam again goes through the air, hits the guy in the eye, and the blood comes out the back of his head all over the King Vig. He's standing behind him. So you get sprayed with brains.
I'll call out to Jav. Thanks for holding him still.
Yeah. And he slumps to the floor, dead.
Okay.
So you now have 4 dead raiders, all who are carrying scrap rifles. So you've now got 4 scrap rifles. Oh,
That's good.
Yep.
And ammo to go with it. So that's a bonus, if nothing else.
So I heard Stez got beat up a little bit. No one else that I heard really took many hits. I'm going to run up to Stez and check Stez's armor. I can't check his wounds, but I'm going to see if I need to patch up his armor in case of any more fights.
You're checking on the important parts.
Yeah, don't believe it. She's looking for spare parts. That's what it is. She's just sizing you up for later.
Yeah. It seems like nobody took a critical with that, so nobody's armor's been in any damage. So it's all good.
My armor's still okay.
Okay.
Okay, so 3 of you are now outside the building, and 1 is inside. You realise that Jav is inside.
Stez, I thought we covered this before. When they're striking at you, you're supposed to block with your armor, not with your foot. I can't do anything about your foot, but I can do something about your armor.
Right. All right already, yeah.
If we had a medical kit, can I just roll a bit of medicine, see if I can help him?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, you've got a first aid kit. So
I'm particularly great at it, but that is 17.
Oh, that's good. You get back 1d6 hit points, Stairs.
1d6 in.
So I'll roll it. 2. Okay. Oh, cheers.
Bandaged you up a little bit. Stuck a band-aid in it. Hello Kitty's band-aid.
Amazing those haven't all been used up.
Yeah.
So, what you got to do?
Well, we wash the bandages and put them back in, so hopefully he doesn't get any other infections. So it sounds like we're going to be going in. I'm going to try and use my engineering to make it a little easier for us to open the rest of that gate.
Okay, go in.
Okay. What we need is a lever. We need to create some counterpoint weight. That'll make it a lot easier for us.
Look around the street. Is there
21. 21 on
Okay, right, yeah. You fiddle around the door a bit. You stick a few things in here and there, a bit of oil, scrape a few bits off. You stick a few levers in there and stuff.
And then
you rig up something,
Yep.
crank it, and the door slides open.
See? Wasn't so tough. Don't need 4 men, just need 1 woman.
And in the as the sunshine of the sun comes flooding into the garage, Jav, you see the lorry and and you see what's written on the side, and it says Hostess brand Twinkies.
Oh dear. Well, you know, Twinkies never expire. We learned this in Mortal Engines, right? It's 1,000 years old. Yeah, don't worry, it's still fine. 1,000-year-old Twinkie.
Yeah. So you just found a lorry full of.
Cockroaches and Twinkies. Those will survive any Holocaust. Okay. Jackpot!
Woohoo!
Birthday cakes for everyone.
Basically. So you managed to get into the engine and you scrap what you need to scrap. You fill up with Twinkies and various other bits and pieces. And
I'm going to also fill up with, I'm going to create create some sort of trailer if I need to, but I'm going to grab as much of these, the engines, of the machinery and such, the conveyor belts, the gears, the metal chains, grab the buttons, as much of it as I can, even creating a trailer if I need to for it.
Is it worth seeing if you can get it going first?
It's going to be really loud. If there are any more raiders and dogs around, we're going to get them. I mean, do you think getting it going would do any good?
Well, it's up to you. You can even do that. You can just grab the settlement, and they'll send another crew over with more vehicles and stuff, or more trolleys and cars.
I think I'd rather try and rebuild this machine back in town if we can. Create a generator or a machine engine for it, because it's going to be really loud out here, and we have no protection.
Okay, fair enough.
So you basically got to the garage. Twinkie lorry, your settlement is now stocked up with Twinkies forever. You found the engine, you managed to get back all the parts, and successful mission.
Did we find any flour and such like that too?
No,
okay.
Just for
just pre-made Twinkies. Okay.
And so you managed to succeed in your quest.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, that was a quick little demo of how this game works. Why don't we do a quick feedback and reaction segment before I close up the recording? Brandon, why don't you start since you're right there?
Since I'm right there, just like everybody else.
Well, you're right below me, so you get to go first. I get to go last.
You're right there.
I had a great time. I think that the mission was fun. The system, it is definitely a 5e derivative, and but it works very well for it. I think that the flavor that we wanted to be a bit more cautious, a bit more tactical, definitely was there in the way that we approached it. So that was awesome.
Ian?
Thanks much for running, by all means.
Ian, what about you?
Yeah, I like it. The 5e system seemed to work all right with the random spread of results. That's always fun, and it was what you would expect as well in a fight. It's nothing ever goes like you want it to. The actual setting itself is really, really good. I like the post-apocalyptic genre, shall we say? So yeah, I'm down for some more ruin, be sure.
And Phil, what about you?
Yeah, like I say, like everyone else has said, I do like the system because obviously it's 5e. Anyone can pick it up, and if you've played 5e before, they can play this game. The atmosphere is really good, especially if you've got the artwork from the book there as well. It really does give you a flavour of what the world's meant to be. So no, I like it. It's quick, it's easy, and you've got options like your binoculars or your stealthing or your attack, and there's options there.
As for me, as everybody else already said, it's obviously 5e. It's a very clear, clean-cut derivative of it because I've now dealt with a couple other derivatives of 5e, and all of them, try and change this and that, and they're with varying degrees of success. I think this one did very well in being in conveying the clear-cut grittiness of it and causing us to be a little more cautious and think with our heads. You improvise with tools that we had around and such like that. So I really like the way that you conveyed the setting, Jay. Thank you very much for GMing for us, and thank you for conveying the setting. I hope that other people get to see this and experience it for themselves.
Remember, it's on Kickstarter now, so
I'll get
if
all
it's
that
interesting
info
to
for you guys. So
Thank you very much.
thank you.
And I enjoyed running it for you both, all of you. It was great. It was fun.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Hope you come back to Babies with Knives. Speaking of which, thank you all for joining us on Babies with Knives. Don't forget to subscribe and like videos and give us feedback. You know how to reach us. Bye.
Yep.